Will?
Hi, Ray.
Are you alright? I'm just adding the rest of the guys on now, so they'll be on with us shortly. Yeah. Right, I'm just adding in Danny Holmes. Going through the list. Kris Leeson. Yeah. And the other one was Callum, Brady.
Yeah, Callum, Brady.
Right, okay, we're ringing them all now. Hopefully they'll answer. Okay, we've got Callum on. Are you alright, Callum?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And we've got Danny.
Hello.
Oh yeah, and we've got Kris Leeson.
Yep.
Brilliant. So okay, so just so you know, then we're joined by Lockdown MMA. We're joined by Will Burke, Danny Holmes, Kris Leeson, and Callum Brady. So what we're gonna do, we'll chat with you all individually. We've obviously got a fight card coming up this weekend. We can talk about your fights, and you can tell us a little bit about yourselves as well. I know we spoke with you last week, Kris, but we'll talk to you again, obviously, because we didn't get to speak to your opponent last week. So first of all, Will, do you want to talk to us a little bit about what we've got going on this weekend, and you know, let people know about the fights and how they can get tickets and things like that?
Yeah. So we've got 12 fights on the card. Obviously the show's locked down in Bowler's Exhibition Centre in Trafford in Manchester. We've got some great fights. The guys that are on tonight, and you know, we've got. It's the best card I've had yet by far, so I'm really excited about it. We've got some absolutely great fights. Danny and Kris should be an exciting fight. You know, as I said last week, Kris Leeson and Callum Brady could be fight of the night, but there might be a few contenders for that. So,
you know, we're coming down to the event. We're really looking forward to it. Now, we obviously spoke to you last week, and we had a few of you guys on last week, and we're going to speak to a couple of you guys now. So, apart from the guys we spoke to, who else should we be looking out for, and what other fights do you think could stand out on the card as well?
Yeah, so we'll, I'd say the guys we had on last week, Kris and Callum, that could be easily fight of the night. I know there's a lot of people looking forward to that. Danny Holmes, Kris Senior, Dan Hitchens and David Bully we had on last week. Could be an exciting technical fight. We've got, like we had Ryan Kelly and Michael Cruikshanks on last week as well. That's going to be an absolute war. You know, both guys really tough, and both guys only really go forward, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Oh, well. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, we've got a few other interesting guys on. We've got Tony Morgan coming back, who fought on Lockdown 1. He's one of the Predators guys. He won by triangle on the last show, and he's coming back to fight Daniel Ingham. So we'll see what happens there. We've got a few first timers actually. So the first few fights on the card, we've got a couple of amateur C class fights to kick things off, and then we've got a few first timers just to get people warmed up. So I mean, those fights, you know, who knows what can happen.
And just to clarify, I mean, I know we mentioned this again last week, but for anyone who maybe missed last week's show and is listening to this week, can you just explain the difference again between the A class, the B class, and the C class of the fights?
Yeah, amateur C class is full amateur rules, so there's no headshots whatsoever. Body shots and leg kicks are allowed, stood up and on the ground. But other than that, it's pretty much a grappling match. Amateur B class, which most of the fights are amateur B class on the card on Saturday. That's with headshots standing up, but there's no ground and pound in those fights. The amateur A class does have ground and pound, so it's headshots standing and headshots on the ground. But they're all the fights on the card are amateur, so there's no elbows in any of the fights. Although the amateur B and A class do have knees to the head stood up.
Okay, and on the amateur B, can they do ground and pound to the body or not at all?
Yes, they can. Yeah, to the body only. Yeah. Brilliant.
Okay, well we're gonna speak to some of the fighters now. So we're gonna first of all speak to. We'll start off with Callum, because obviously we didn't get a chance to speak to Callum last week. So are you there, Callum?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, brilliant. So just to let us know a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you train with and what got you into mixed martial arts.
I got into mixed martial arts and I've been with some of my mates. Went down to MCR and competed and just started training. We got into it a bit then. The trainers are Scott Fairclough, he's my grappling trainer, does a lot of my boxing. And Jason Ram is my wrestling coach.
And how many fights have you had, Callum?
I've had 5 fights now, and unbeaten.
And you've won all 5 of your fights. And how have you won your fights? Is it decision, submission, or TKO?
The first fight was decision, and the rest of the fights were finished. 3 of them was finished in the first round by submission.
Brilliant. So would you say that submissions is your strongest point?
It is probably the strongest point, but we've been working a lot on the stand as well recently.
Okay, and looking at the fight of the weekend, what we asked everyone to do last week was to predict their fight. If you can predict your fight, how do you see your fight going this weekend with Kris?
I think I'll finish it either first round or second round by submission or knockout.
Okay. What we'll do, we'll bring Kris in then. So Kris, do you want to, again? I know we spoke to you last week again, but we'll do what we did last week again. So do you want to tell us a little bit about you, who you train with, and what got you into mixed martial arts?
I train out Blackburn Predators. I train MMA with Rob Friedman, who's my grappling coach. Sean Liverland, who's Thai boxing and boxing coach, and Baz, who's Olympic wrestling coach. I got into mixed martial arts through school, really. My science teacher at school, who's Rob Freeman, who's my grappling coach, taught the MMA and got me into going down to the club and teaching me.
Okay, and obviously looking at the fight of the week. Oh, sorry, before we do that, what's your record in MMA?
In amateur no headshots, I'm 3-0, and in amateur with headshots standing out on the floor, I'm 3-0.
Okay, brilliant. So you've had 6 fights and you've won 6 fights. And how have you won your fight so far in out of those 6 fights?
In my amateur career, my first win was by submission triangle, my second win by decision, my third win by decision, and then in amateur with headshots standing on the floor, my first win was by decision against a tough fighter. Second win was by TKO in the first round, and my third win was by referee stoppage in the first round. Okay,
and again, I know we asked you this week, but we're going to ask you again. What's your prediction for Saturday? How do you see the fight going against Callum?
I'd say that for me to win, either in the first round by knockout or the second round by TKO.
Okay, brilliant. So what we'll do is we'll bring in Danny. Are you there, Danny?
I'm here, mate. Yeah.
Brilliant. I know you've obviously got a fight coming up at the weekend as well, and you're fighting against Kris. Unfortunately, Kris couldn't be with us. So just talk to us a little bit about you. Again, the same questions. You know, what got you into MMA, and who are the people that you're training with?
Right. Okay. Well, I started Thai boxing in Southport and did that for about a year. Touched on a bit of wrestling, and then I moved up to Liverpool. And I joined Sapphire's MMA in Highton. I went down to a wrestling class, and the lads took a shining to me and asked me to come down to the MMA class, and just went from there, really. I just fell in love with the sport. I love the variation, the ground. I've got a good stand-up anyway. And I've just trained really hard and fell in love with it, really.
And what's your record in MMA at the minute, Danny?
Well, I've had 3 fights this year. My first fight was a knockout, ground and pound, in the first round. And the second fight, another knockout, and uppercuts in the first round. I then took a title fight on with 4 days' notice, 2 weeks later, which was a bit stupid of me, but I wanted the experience. And it was a tough lesson for me, really, because I realised that, you need to train for every fight for a good matter of weeks and be prepared. I wasn't physically prepared or mentally prepared, but I took it anyway, and I lost that in the second round. But, it was against a good grappler, and I wasn't ashamed to be in there. I was proud of myself for getting in there, and I've got in that cage one more time. So, it's all experience at the end of the day. It's only amateur record, so I'll just fight as many times as I can.
What did you take from the defeat?
I took the not to go on the lash the week before and then go for a fight. I thought I was still buzzing from my last fight. I worked hard for that one. I felt strong physically, mentally. I took away that I need to train for a fight for a good at least 4 or 5 weeks at a high intensity, and not to just jump into a fight. If I'd have trained for that maybe for a good couple of weeks, been mentally prepared for it, it could have been a different outcome. But yeah, it was a tough pill to chew for me anyway.
And what's your you've got the fight coming up this weekend. What's your prediction for this fight? How do you see this fight playing out?
Oh, definite win. I'm fully confident in my ability, and you know, I've worked so hard for this fight. I really have. You don't want to lose 2 on the bounce. I don't think I will lose 2 on the bounce. I'm physically prepared for this. I'm mentally prepared for it. You know, I can go for as many rounds as it takes. Obviously, there's only 3, but I think that, you know, I will knock him out. I know I can take a punch, and I know I can give one as well. So, and from what I've heard from Kris Senior, you know, he's out to bang. It's going to be a high intensity fight, and I don't think I'm going to be the one who's going to be losing it.
Sounds like it's going to be. It certainly sounds like it's going to be a good fight. I mean, I'm looking forward to. We're obviously going to come down. We're looking forward to all the fights. Just to obviously, I'm going to assume that are all of you fans of the sport as well as obviously fighting in the sport.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask your views then on who you like to fight. So Danny, you first then. What kind of fighters, or who are the fighters that you like to watch?
I love watching John Jones. He's unique. He's one of a kind, really. You know, he's got the length, the confidence for his age as well, and the fact that he's only done it for a couple of years now, and where he is at the moment is just remarkable, and it's something to look up to, really.
And Kris, same question for you.
I like to watch quite a different range of fighters. Favourite being Georges St Pierre, just because of the skill set he has in every area. You know, he may not finish every fight, you know, with a knockout, but you know, he shows his skill set in every area. Out wrestles, out grapples, and out strikes every opponent.
And same question for you, Callum.
I have to agree with Kris. GSP, I think he's best pound for pound fighter, and Jose Aldo, I think he's good as well.
Yeah, there is so many great fighters out there. Okay, we're going to look to wrap things up, but I just want to one last thing before we go. Danny, if you could speak directly to your opponent, what would you say to him here and now, a few days out before you fight?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really into the trash talk, really. He's never done anything to harm me and anything to insult me. So it's going to be a good fight, but it's definitely not going to be his night.
Okay, Kris, same for you. You can speak directly to your opponent. What would you say a few days out before you fight?
You know, I'm coming to the show ready for war. In the video, you mentioned, you know, I don't have much striking, but on the night, you know, it's you that's going to be putting on your ass.
Callum, same thing for you.
Well, good luck.
Fighting talk.
Okay, Will, do you want to wrap things up, and then we'll wish all the fighters good luck. So let us know what you're looking forward to. Well, let us know what's going to be happening this weekend then.
Well, first of all, just can direct people to the website, Lockdown MMA Show, lockdownmmashow.co.uk. You can buy tickets. We've got a few tickets left. We've got a few VIP tables left as well, so if people want tickets, they can buy them through the site. You can also see the countdown videos from the site with Kris and Callum, Bully and Dan Hitchens, and Ryan Kelly and Michael Cruikshanks. They've all got countdown videos that you can get through the site. Also, just want to mention my sponsors, which I forgot to do last time.
Yeah, shout them out.
Yeah, TSC Store, tscstore.co.uk. They're my main sponsor. They supply the equipment, they supply the gloves for the fights, and also we'll be giving out. I'll be giving out cash bonuses to the fighters for fight of the night, stoppage of the night, fighter of the night, stuff like that. And TSC will be giving them supplements and t-shirts and stuff like that. So, you know, the fighters, will be fighting for those things. Also, I want to mention, Bob and Weave clothing. They're a really, really hot new, MMA clothing brand. Unique, you know, go and have a look at the stuff. Bob and Weave clothing.co.uk. I won't try and describe them on here because I won't do them justice, but go and have a look. Yeah, and that's it.
Just also let people know about your Facebook and your Twitter as well.
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter are the same. So at Lockdown MMA Show, and on Facebook, just Lockdown MMA Show. If you do a search, it'll come straight up. Yeah, I'm always updating the Facebook, so people can keep updated on what's happening on there.
Well, thank you very much for coming on again, Will. We really appreciate you coming on and, you know, talking to us about your event. Just want to wish everyone good luck. So, Danny, good luck for your fight at the weekend.
Cheers, Ray. Can I just mention one thing as well? I
Of course you can.
just wanted to say thanks for Bobby Talk. It's a strength and conditioning new gym that's open, and they've helped me so much with my fitness lately. So big thanks to them as well.
No problem at all. And Kris, good luck for your fight at the weekend.
Yeah. Can I just add, thanks to my sponsor, Bull MMA. Thanks to all my coaches, and I'd just like to wish Callum good luck on the night.
And Callum, good luck for Saturday. If there's anyone you want to shout out as well.
Yeah, thanks. I'd like to say thanks to Scott, Matthew, and Rami for everything he's helped me with, from the sponsors, Fight Shop. Yeah.
Well, all good luck for Saturday, and obviously we're going to be down there as well. We're going to be cheering you all on. So good luck for Saturday.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ray.
Cool. I'll speak to you all soon.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Bye.